is a time for celebration, but not the way South Africans do it. Saying we go overboard is an understatement because we celebrate like tomorrow. And guess what? There isn't. Not for your bank account, not for your family, not for your future. The only thing that doesn't run out at the stroke of midnight is that hole in your pocket. And trust me, it's deep enough to drown your entire future. Now, you'll get a few good hours of drunk dancing, fireworks, and bad decisions. But what's left when the clock hits 12 a.m. on January 1st? Nothing but a hangover and regret, because you've spent your money that should have been going towards your kids' school uniforms, towards your family, on alcohol and fireworks. That's not celebration, that is slavery. Every year it's the same thing. The countdown, the fireworks, the drunk dancing, you name it. South Africans seem to think that this one night is somehow the pinnacle of their existence. But here's the thing, it's not. It's the mark of your utter failure, your inability to realize what's going on around you. You are a slave to your impulses, your desire to feel good for a few hours. But while you're out there making all those bad decisions, there are people on the other side of the world who would do anything to have the kind of family you have, who would do anything to have the kind of opportunities you've got, yet you waste it all. And while you're here dancing like Rikishi from WWE, yeah, I see you. You're giving it all your all like your life depends on it. Tata wena. There are kids on the other side of the world who would give anything to have what you've got. And they're not out here partying. They're not out here drinking, getting drunk and wasting their time making teenage girls pregnant. Why? Because they don't even have a choice anyway. They've been bombed, they've been orphaned, they've been mutilated by war. I saw a video of a Palestinian girl who lost both her legs in an explosion. An explosion, her parents were killed, and she was left begging for death. You know why? Because she had nothing left. She had no legs, she had no family, she had no future. She was asking to die because life was too much to bear. She was in hell. And here you are, drunk out of your mind, celebrating an average matric pass with all four of your limbs intact. You are dancing, you are laughing, you are pretending like everything is fine, twerking under the moonlight. Meanwhile, this little girl would give anything for a life like yours. A family, limbs, and a future. This watermelon I'm eating, but she doesn't have it. And you're wasting what she could have died for. Her parents were killed. She was begging for death. She was begging to die. And you're sitting here with all your limbs intact, average matric mark, squandering your life like it's a joke. So let me tell you something. You're not just spending money. You're spending your time. The time that you can never get back. You're buying yourself a future of poverty, and you're teaching your children that this is how you win in life. But let me tell you this, you can't win life by wasting it. You are just another pawn in the massive chess game, and you're too blind to even see it. Why do I say this? Well, let's start with the basics. New Year's Eve, right? The same song and dance every year. You've got the fireworks as usual, the alcohol as usual, the loud music, the same people who are broke all year long. Suddenly they are balling and being your friends, but they're not balling, are they? Because 364 days out of the year, they are scraping by, complaining about inflation, about rent, about everything that's wrong with South Africa. But come New Year's Eve, they've got no problem. They are blowing their hard-earned money on things that will only give them temporary satisfaction. And guess what? They are back to square one in New Year. What is it about this country that makes us feel the need to go overboard when the calendar turns? Why is it that the moment the clock strikes midnight, we suddenly think we've earned the reward for all the work we didn't even do all year? It's insanity. Let's break this down. You spend the last bit of cash you have on alcohol and fireworks. You're popping bottles like you're living the high life. But guess what? Your bank account is crying. You're out here drinking yourself into oblivion, drinking your liver out of his life, dancing like an absolute fool. And guess what? What do you have to show for it the next day? A hangover? A headache? Empty pockets? That's what you've got to show for your so-called celebration? You can say I'm lecturing you like a father right now to his disobedient child. But you can't say you don't deserve it, because you've lost the sense of what priorities are. You deserve this hiding I'm giving you. You get to New Year's Eve and suddenly you're living your best life. But at what cost? At the cost of your family's future, school uniforms, stationery for the kids. Hey guys, who cares? Worry about that later, am I right? Right now it's about living in the moment, right? But what happens in January when you need to buy that new uniform? When you're scrambling for money to buy the basics. You'll have nothing left. Meanwhile, the rich aren't wasting their time. They're busy making deals, securing investments, planning for the next phase of domination. The truth is, you spent everything on temporary pleasure, and you're stuck trying to figure out how to make ends meet. That is a tough pill you have to swallow. You're too busy making bad financial decisions to even see what's going on around you. You're in the red. You're buying that drink to get you through the night, but you're not even aware of how much worse your situation is about to get because you don't want to see. Meanwhile, people who run this country, the real puppet masters, the ones with real power, are lying in bed, planning their next moves like me, just lying on their couches, planning on how they can get you to spend even more money by this time next year by buying their alcohol from their stores. They are strategizing on how to create more job opportunities so that your kids can work for their kids in the future. Talk about economic slavery. And you're out here wasting your time. They're figuring out how you can work for them next year. Who am I kidding? You already are working for them. And guess what? They'll succeed while you sit here wondering why you can't get ahead in life. You're living in a state of constant temporary happiness. You're on the alcohol high, you're on the drug high, the I'm here for a good time, not for a long time mentality. But guess what, buddy? That's exactly what the rich want you to think. They want you to focus on the temporary. They want you to feel like the only time you'll ever be alive is when you're numbing your mind with a drink or a pill because you make the money. And let's be honest, your liver can only handle so many shots of Gordon's before it starts asking you to reconsider your life choices. Here's the truth. That fun you're having, it's a distraction. It's a well-crafted illusion designed to keep you in the same place. You're too busy getting wasted to care about the future. Your family, your kids, they're the ones who get left behind while you're spending your last bit of cash on a night out with the boys, am I right? Who's teaching your kids how to save? Who's teaching them that hard work, discipline, and sacrifice are the keys to success? It's not you. It's the ones who never spend their money on booze, who never waste their time on temporary thrills. It's the summer sambits of this country, the ones who are plotting how they're going to make even more money off of you in the next year. People like me. This is the reality. There are people in this world who would die and kill to have the family that you've got. They would kill to have the chance to have their mom and dad by their side. Orphaned kids in Gaza, Palestine, some of them don't even have legs anymore. Their parents are dead, their dreams are gone, and they are begging to die. But you're here, you're drunk as a skunk, celebrating an average matric pass like it's some great achievement. What's the difference between you and that orphan girl? Nothing, because you're both squandering the life you've been given. At least she's been robbed of everything. You are giving it away. Now let's talk about saving. You can't have a great year if you don't start with your money. You can't keep living like a sheep, going out and blowing all your money on crap you don't even need. The best time to save money is now. Right before school, right before work starts again. But guess what? You've already spent it all. You spent it on alcohol, on fireworks. You're not eating healthy. Things which add zero value to your life. How many of you are going to sit there complaining about the cost of the new school uniforms and is stationery, Joe, for our kids in January? How many of you are going to be scratching your head wondering where the money went? Are you going to blame the economy again? Are you going to blame Cyril again? Are you going to blame your job again? Are you going to blame inflation again? Guess what? It's not the economy. It's not the economy. It's not inflation. It's the money on that bottle of vodka. And now your kids need new shoes, but you spent it all on that vodka and Gordon's. You're scrambling now to pay for things that actually matter, but you didn't mind in paying for things that didn't matter. This is the perfect example of a slave mindset. You're too busy being distracted by temporary pleasures to focus on what really matters. The rich you like so much, they don't celebrate like you, in case you're wondering. Take me, for example. I'm planning. I'm strategizing. I'm eating watermelon. I'm figuring out how to make more money off of clients and customers. The business owners who own 99% of this country, they're not blowing their money on fireworks. In fact, I know one of them personally. They are sleeping right now because they know that the second you sober up, they will get a new plan to get you to spend your money on them next year. So they've mastered the game while you're stuck in the matrix, dancing like a fool. And you'll keep doing it. You want to know how I know? Because you've been programmed to think this is how life is supposed to go. But I'm here to tell you, It doesn't have to be this way. I am your one true savior. No, I'm not. That's Jesus. But let's make one thing clear. Don't spend all your money on booze. You don't need to waste your life away at a party that doesn't even matter. What's better than spending money on alcohol, you ask? I don't know, maybe saving something, maybe saving for something worthwhile, saving up to attend John Cena's farewell tour. I don't think it's a waste saving up for the greatest of all time's last match. Start thinking long term. Start thinking bigger. Start planning for a future that doesn't involve you being broke every January, struggling to make ends meet. Start subscribing to the Summer Sambit and rejoining the realm of reason to make you the best version of yourself. The version of you that's always hungry. The version of you that never misses my videos. The version of you that always wants to win. The version of you that always conquers. You won't need another drink then. You need the realm of reason. You need Summer Sambit. You need your mind. You need a plan. And this is a plan I'm giving you. Because let's face it, most of you are watching this don't even have a plan anyway. And when you wake up on January 1st, don't feel regret because you're watching me. Don't feel like you've wasted another year of your life. You must start the year right. You must start with savings. Start with discipline. Start by watching and following the word of Summer Sambit. Start with a mindset that says, I am not a slave anymore. Because trust me, this world is not going to wait for you. It's cruel. It's cold. It ain't no sunshine and rainbows with unicorns shooting rainbows out of their asses. No. You'll be asking what happened to my life a lot sooner than you think. So share this video with friends, family, or that one relative of yours who is a drug addict and unemployed. Tell them to join the realm of reason. Subscribe to me. Do what you must, because deep down, you know I'm right. And you know I'm trying to save you before it's too late. Tick tock. Tick tock goes the clock, tick tick. Whatever you want to do, make it quick. That's a poem my father taught me. Goodbye.